It's Toker Talk Tuesday podcast episode number 27, brought to you by me, motherfucker. I'm bringing it to you. It's Row, bitch. Row worldwide. Subscribe to everything we're gonna be doing. Subscribe to me on my other YouTube account, Official Row. That's RHO Official. You spell that how you would normally spell it. If you don't know how to spell it, then Google it. Uh, so and follow me on this one, Toker Talk Tuesday podcast. We're gonna get right into it with the shit that everybody's talking about right now. Rest in peace, Aubrey Drake Graham, aka the White Zaboomafoo, aka a thumb with facial features, aka Drizzy Mamon. Pusha T committed a murder, and it was like a action movie, like Saw or something like that, or like what's that other one? Hostel. Them fucking movies where it's like you can't look away while the dude's getting fucked up, and it's somewhat enjoying to watch on like on a primal level. But R.I.P. to Drake. I like the way Pusha handled that shit. Dude, I'm high as fuck, so if I can't string together a sentence that quick, my bad. But I like the way Pusha handled that shit. He was actually like really tactical with that shit, because the song that he first mentioned him in was called Infrared. And whenever he took that second one, that was a kill shot. He was just letting you know, like, hey man, the shot's coming. It's that infrared beam. And I guess Drake heard it. He got it, kind of early. So he probably had that response written, which I don't really listen to Drake, but every time there's a rap beef, I have to listen to, if somebody I like is involved. If it's two people I don't give a fuck, I don't got time for that beef. Like that Tekashi 6ix9ine and that other dude, Chief Keef. I don't care about that. Like if somebody gets shot, then I'll listen to it and be like, oh shit. But because I heard that Chief Keef, I don't really follow him, but they said that he's actually like about that life. He ain't playing whenever it comes to that shit. So that's the only way I'll tune into that shit, which is kind of fucked up. Like, damn, fool, you only gonna tune in whenever somebody gets shot? Yes, motherfucker, yes. Because you know what, I don't know, I don't care. It doesn't concern me until shit gets real, as far as that is concerned, because it's not really entertaining otherwise, which is kind of fucked up. Why do I keep alluding to that shit? Anyway, Pusha T handled that shit with lyrics. He didn't even really say nothing bad about him. He just questioned everything that made him, like everything that man is composed of, which is it's a crazy way to approach a diss. Like, he's not really being disrespectful, but he kind of is. But he's just questioning his character throughout the whole thing. Like, everything that man stands for is like, all right, what are you really about? And then on that reply, it's like, oh shit. And then he fucking put out the picture with him in the blackface. That's just crazy, because he had to have some people paying some people to hide that shit, so people wouldn't find it. And he put it out there as the art cover for his reply. And regardless on how you intended blackface, that's just gonna look crazy regardless. I don't care who you are, that's just gonna look a little fucked up. But it's like me going out there and like putting tape on the side of my eyes, and then wearing like a kimono and bowing to everybody. It's slightly racist. And I forgot where the fuck I was going with this. Oh yeah. He's in blackface, and he's like half black. So I don't know how that stands among black people. I don't know how people feel, like black people feel about that. That this half black dude's out here in blackface. So like, I don't know if you can get away with that if you're black. Like, do you have the get out of jail free card? Well, not maybe that's a bad analogy. Do you have like the a free pass to 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 do that shit, or do the same rules apply? Because I would think the same rules should apply. No, like, I don't care. That's a bad stereotype. It's like the same shit that they complain about with what's it called? With the black guys dressing as girls. Like, it's I don't know. I don't even think that had anything to do with it. But where was that? Drake. R.I.P. man. R.I.P. He's gone away to where do Canadians go whenever they die? What do Canadians believe in? Do Canadians believe in heaven? do they get reincarnated as maple syrup? What happens whenever Canadians die? That's not racist, is it? Because Canada isn't a race; it's a nationality. Like being American, it's a nationality. You don't really have a race. There's a bunch of different type of Americans. Speaking of Americans, what's been going on? I haven't been paying attention at all. Like, I've been in my little bubble. I've been trying to make music, which is one of the reasons that I didn't release a podcast last week. And I've just been in my like a little creative bubble. And then before that, I was in Florida. I was over there for a graduation for a family member, and I missed it. Dude, I don't know if people just have like a fond connection to where they grew up, like that they always think it's better. But why is it that everybody loves where they were born? Well, most people. Some people like hate where they're born, like people up north. I'm sure there's some people that love it, but there's other people that are like, fuck that. I don't want broken pipes every time that the snow decides to come in, every time that there's 3 inches. Fuck that. Or you're gonna have the rusty ass cars. You can't buy a car from up north because all of the salt that they put on the roads. Your fucking car depreciates 3 times the rate than anywhere else in the fucking nation. You don't want to deal with that. Maybe up north people don't really like where they live, but I'm pretty sure anywhere else, like in the south, along where, the weather isn't detrimental to your health, would have fun attachments to where they're born. I was zoning in and out of that sentence, so if any of that shit made sense, I'm happy. If it didn't, my bad. I should really pay attention more to what the fuck I'm saying whenever I start actually recording and putting what I'm saying onto an MP3 format. That stays, by the way, because nothing on the internet is ever gone. Anything I say today is going to be used against me in like 20 fucking years or something. Whenever I start popping, everything I say on here is going to get thrown back at me. Hey, you said that, being in blackface is the same as black guys wearing dresses. What did you mean by that? Honestly, I don't fucking know. I don't know where the hell I was going with that. I was trying to be like politically correct and it didn't work out. That's what happens whenever you start pandering. It's because I was high. I didn't know how to start the podcast. I was just like, let me say some shit that'll get some people on my side. And then I don't know where the fuck I took it. I'm pretty sure I might have offended somebody at some point in that rant. Anyways, where do you go from here? Do you go right into what happened with the polar bears? You know what happened with the polar bears? It turns out that polar bears are moving, further north, and the ice around them is starting to release methane, and these polar bears are breathing in the methane, and they're becoming super polar bears. So now that we have super polar bears on the loose, and these super polar bears, if they grab a hold of you, the first thing they do is they rape you. And after they rape you, they bite your head off. And then they steal your identity and get a mortgage took out in your name. But they don't ever stay there because they're polar bears and it's too hot. And if you try to put the AC, like at 0, it kind of fucks up the fan. No, I don't know. Where do I go from that? Like, where do I go from people talking shit, like bringing up a baby? Like, you were hiding a baby. You didn't tell nobody about a baby, which is kind of understandable. I don't want people all in my life and like that and shit. I wouldn't want my personal, people's names out there. Like, I could tell you about experience that I had with them, but I wouldn't want the names out there, floating around and shit like that, which I'm sure at some point they might. Maybe I could be one of those rappers that remains like somewhat at an anonymous level to where I can kind of move under the radar, where maybe a few people out in public might see me. That'd be pretty cool. But to where I could still, feed myself. That'd be like the perfect. That's a little sweet spot right there that I'm aiming for. I don't want to get too big, but I want to, not be able to do this for a living. Ew, that was gross. And y'all heard that. I recorded that shit. Ew. It tasted like banana. So, yeah, he brought up a baby. He didn't tell people about a baby. And the reason he said that he brought him up is because he was going to release the Adidas line and then announce it and then get the kind of the hype about him having a baby to promote his Adidas line, which I don't know, it's kind of smart, to be honest. Like, well, people are going to find out about your baby anyways at some point. You can't really hide a baby forever whenever you keep going and hugging and kissing this, 2-year-old boy. You're going to have some explaining to do in this day and age, You're not going to really be able to get away with that without people having some fucking questions. So people were going to find out anyways. And he was like, you know what? I'm going to turn all the hype that's going to come from this baby, this little baby, is a Booma fool. And we are going to get the hype and we're going to, use it to push our Adidas line forward, because I'm going to name it almost after my son. And DJ Khaled made it to where, your baby can start making money at an early age. What's kind of fucked up is that baby is never going to have, the opportunity to know what life is like without cameras on him. Everything he does is going to be scrutinized. Like, if he beats his meat too early, somebody's going to have a video of it, and then they're going to judge DJ Khaled for it. What the fuck? That bitch ass rat better not come back in here. I'll punch that motherfucker right in the jaw. But yeah, you're gonna be under the spotlight your whole life, most likely. Because I don't know if DJ Khaled is gonna go away, but his son could probably still be like one of those childhood stars. Like, where are they now? And they appear like on Montel, or no, what's like Oprah or something like that, and Ellen. After like 15 years go by, and the movie comes out, and they're starring in it, but it's like an independent film, and they kind of want to promote it, so they go around and they go on like Oprah and something like that to talk about how they fucked up in their life and how they're trying to get it back together. And this is a story, my name of my movie is like Angelical or something like that. And I don't know, I hope not. I hope that doesn't happen to him. I hope that hopefully his dad is able to teach him well enough to learn how to maneuver within this company. But I think he's going to be around for a long time. We're going to watch that kid grow. He's going to be a part of our lives as much as he is a part of DJ Khaled's. Like, he's just going to document his son doing everything. It's Assad's first boo-boo. It's Assad's first apple. It's Assad's first time he hits his ankle with the scooter. Poor Assad. That's the worst feeling you're ever going to have in your life, Assad. And I don't care what girl breaks your heart, but it's never going to hurt as much as that. Where should I... What the fuck was I talking about? Damn, I got personal with that one. Babies. Yeah. Sorry. Babies. They're cute. I miss having a baby around, It's fun to have like a little baby around. Like, new people are really cool because they just kind of sit there and they laugh and they explore and babies just put shit in their mouth, They're like, they're new. They don't have all these ideas and opinions and shit like that. And it's fun to have that with like a little baby, They just, they want three things. They want to, move around. They want to poop and they want to eat and drink. They want four things. They just move around, eat, poop, drink. Not in that order. You don't have to, and there's no particular order for that. That's basically what kids need. Make sure that they don't eat chlorine. That's another thing you shouldn't do. What? I'm talking about the baby. Do I still want to keep going on that? Not really. I'm kind of already done with that. Like, I do like kids. It's kind of... I don't know if I would go that personal with it if I went into a rap beef. Like, I wouldn't want to. As long as the other person doesn't go personal with it, you don't mention any other people's names. I think that this was kind of a lesson to the new generation of rappers. Be like, hey, don't mention names, Keep it between you and me. It's me and you. Only me and you are mentioned. Leave my girl out of this. I won't expose you for being a deadbeat dad. And that's all people are gonna are gonna think about Drake now. It's like, he's a deadbeat dad. Deadbeat Drizzy. That's his other AKA, Deadbeat Drizzy. Yeah, I think I'm about done with that topic. What else is going on in the world? Let me scroll through my limited memory span of the news articles that I seen on Instagram. No, man, I don't really watch the news that much anymore. Or TV, period. I have like not much to talk about, which is ironic. Why are you gonna choose to do a podcast and have nothing to say about anything? No opinions. You just say shit. You just go on for like 45 minutes and just talk. No, man. Hey, man, other people are doing it too. I'm not the only one. Alright. I just happen to, do it my own way. Why don't you have the video? You know why I don't have the video? Because life struck. And then sometimes shit happens in your life to where you have to veer a different path. And then you start going down that path. And then you might get set back a little bit. You might have to go, in the direction where you came from. But you end up making progression the other way eventually. And that's what happened. That's being very vague. Why am I speaking like Yoda? That, and I ran out of money. I need money. Y'all want to donate to me? Donate to the Toker Talk Tuesday podcast. I'm going to start a GoFundMe. I'm going to start 2 GoFundMes. No, I'm going to go to 1. I'm just going to do 1. You think anybody would actually donate to it? Fuck it. I'm going to try it. See like, hey, man, y'all want to give me some money? And then see if people actually donate. Hey, if they do, fuck it. What's the worst that happens is that they don't. I already don't have the money. And then if I do get some money, it's like, oh shit, I got some money. I'm gonna look into that. Do a GoFundMe. I mean, I'm still gonna work and shit like that. I'm not trying to, but I do need a space to where I can work better. I need my own little space. I need somewhere I can record most of the day. And I ain't got to worry about, being interrupted by novelas. This is what happens whenever you don't invest money back into your studio. I could have already done it, but I haven't. Instead, I splurged that money. Being stupid. But it was fun, though. I didn't mind. I kind of needed it, too. And now I'm like, alright, now I need to focus back on what the fuck I needed to focus on. So that's the path that I'm on. Which is why I'm back doing this podcast, motherfucker. I'm back. Just like I said on that song. Which I didn't actually say that on the music video. I didn't even say that in the song. It's just the title of it. It's kind of like, hey, I'm back or something like that. But, sometimes you don't need to mention the name of the title of the song in the song for it to be the title of the song. You got it? Good. Where was I going with that? Music. Should I tell y'all what I'm gonna do? Nah, I'm not gonna tell you. You know what? I'm gonna tell y'all. How am I gonna teach y'all like that? How am I gonna give y'all just a tip? Where's music? So, if you listen to this, you're gonna get an exclusive reveal. The title of the next project is gonna be Time. Time. Tiempo. Time. It's gonna be another concept album, most likely, because the songs that I got now, they kind of sound cohesive. They're kind of just coming together, and I'm like, oh shit. And the other songs that I had, now I'm thinking that I might just release them as, single songs as opposed to having them part of the next project. I think that the next project is going to be, really, really good. I really, really like the sound of this project. I've been producing a lot more. So everything I've been making lately is like on a whole different level than what you have heard previously from me. I'm just excited for you guys to hear that shit. And that's all I'm gonna say. This is the last time you're gonna hear me talk about this on the Toker Talk Tuesday podcast, because I'm not gonna mention it ever again. If you want to know any sneak previews, you have to listen to this podcast. And this one, it is what? And this is it. Yes, the next project I'm gonna release is called Time. I still don't have a release date on it. It's still in the works, and stuff is being added to it and taken out. Things are being created that I feel would be a better. I don't know how other people make albums and shit like that, and I don't have any like big time manager or producer or somebody like that works in a studio to talk about how other people make albums. But this is just what I'm doing. I'm just making songs, and sometimes I'll make a song and it sounds similar in material, if not around the same area of which I'm speaking with in the other songs of the project that I already know are going to be in the project. So whenever I hear something that kind of sounds like that tone, to something that'll fit with it, and if I could just maneuver it a little bit, within the order of it, and I create this piece of artwork, because it's kind of like a puzzle the way I'm doing it right now. I'm making the songs, and then I'm going to piece them together later. And once I piece them together, it's going to be like, I don't know how I'm going to transition them, but I don't want it to be just a normal, what you're used to, I want everything to sound kind of like one big thing, but they're separated perfectly. You guys will see what I'm talking about. I'm excited about this one because I'm taking a lot more liberties with this. I'm being a lot more like thoughtful into this one. This one's I'm just in a better mental space, and I feel like happy with what I've been doing lately. It's like, oh shit, I really like this. But it's gonna be crazy. I really like this next project, the way it's sounding, the way it's shaping up right now. I really like it. Like just the tone, the sound, everything. I like it. I just like it. If not, I wouldn't do it, So hopefully you guys like it. And if you don't like it, then it's just not for you. And don't listen to it again. Because actually, you know what? Give it a couple listens. You might like it eventually. And if you don't, then oh well, I still got your money. I'm just kidding. I don't know how to monitor. Well, since everything I'm producing on this next one, I might actually be able to post on like Spotify and iTunes and shit like that, because I'm gonna have all the rights to it. So if I have all the rights to everything I do, then there should be no issue, right? Or would they need paperwork being like, oh, this is official, I'm a record company, this record company I'm signed to this record company owned by me, and I have the right to distribute it accordingly because I am the owner of this intellectual property. Is it like that, or can I just upload it on iTunes the way I can on SoundCloud and YouTube? Now, I ain't gotta ask for permission and shit like that, or I ain't gotta, register. I just upload it. And I don't want to charge for my music. Like, I want to stream it. Like, you guys get free streams. Y'all listen to it free. The music isn't what I want money from. Like, whenever I go on, I want to get my money mainly from, like, tours and merchandise. So, if you guys really support me whenever, I actually start, popping and shit like that, y'all should come see me on tour, or y'all should get some of my merchandise, because that's the way that I'm going to be making my money. So, because I don't want to charge y'all for music. That, to me, I don't know, I feel weird charging for that alone, Like, I don't feel that that's something that I should charge for. I feel like that's selling a piece of me, and as soon as I sell a piece of me, I'm going to want to sell more. I feel. I want people to pay for the experience of what they're going to see during the live shows. And that's where it's going to be crazy. I also want to get me a stage. Like a mobile stage. And I don't know if I would want to go to the normal venues. Should I just go around and just pop up? That'd be pretty cool. Just pop up randomly and things, and then just tweet it out. Be like, hey, meet me here. Or is that against the law? Can you just show up somewhere and then just do a concert and, on public property, or would they have some type of like noise ordinance? And then you're going to have that white lady call the cops on me, and then she's going to start crying as soon as the cops get there. She'll be like, oh, they were mean to me. Ooh, wee-oo, wee-oo. They said, fuck my sunglasses and my double chin. Hold on, let me fix this, because I know this shit is starting to go in a bad direction. I'm sorry, did I hurt y'all's ears? Forgive me. I'm sorry. But yeah, can you do that? Can you just pop up places? I mean, Dave Chappelle used to do it with the stand-up. I don't know if... Is it bad to have, like... Is it against the law? Is it something like you just show up at like a parking lot or something like that and just... I don't know, maybe there's too many people there, yeah. But can I just show up to a park and just have some fun with my fans? Is that a good idea? Is that a bad idea? Cause what if I piss some people off? I know Drake's gonna be mad because I called them a white Zaboomafoo. If you don't know what Zaboomafoo is, it's because you didn't grow up in the 90s. Google him. It's spelled Zaboomafoo. And you Google him and you're going to see the little picture of it's going to look just like him. Just wait. Just imagine the eyebrows, the 2-inch eyebrows that he has on Zaboomafoo, on the thing that you see. I don't know how to spell it. Say it in Google. Or just watch this video long enough, and then Google will give you a suggested ad for Zaboomafoo episodes. Because they do that shit. Watch, right now that I said that, whenever I upload this, these ads are going to pop up. Or recommended videos is going to pop up. That's what you should do. Whenever you're watching this, you'll see the recommended videos of Zaboomafoo. And then you'll be like, oh, that's what he's talking about. Like, yeah, he does kind of look like Drake. That's crazy. Like if he was white, yeah, he would definitely look like Drake. I got cotton mouth like a motherfucker again. I wonder why. Where was I at? Making music. That's what I've been doing lately. Yeah. Just been grinding, working on the beats. I'm starting to kind of get a little bit better with learning how to actually play like the piano. You know, to where like whenever I have a melody in my head, I can find the keys a lot quicker now. To where I used to struggle. Like it would take me forever, and then by the time I figure it out, I forgot the way I wanted it to actually sound, and so it sounds completely different. That was in case y'all were falling asleep. I needed to make sure that y'all guys were awake. Like, listen to me, motherfucker. Yeah, so I could do that now. I could like play the melodies a lot quicker, so I could continue with the flow of things. Like I could just go with the flow of the rhythm and just kind of play some melodies, you know. And that's been fun. I've been liking that because I could actually like make beats quicker and they sound a lot better because I'm adding more melodies to it, and I'm adding more like I'm getting more in depth with it. I'm making sounds my own as opposed to just using the ones that are there. So now I have like it's kind of unique sound. Well, I don't know. I don't really listen to other producers to be like, oh, I like the way he did that. But I do listen to other producers just to see the way they pattern things. Like whenever I make a beat, I'm not thinking like, oh, I want this to sound like this person or sound like this person. But whenever I listen to songs, I listen to the way that, you know, a song is broken into pieces with the beat. Like, you know, they'll have like the bridge and the chorus and stuff like that, and the bridge will have like a separate beat from the chorus. The chorus will have a separate beat, but similar to the one from the verses, and then the verses will have like instruments coming in and out of it, and you have different sounds at different moments. So that's what I've been listening to as far as like listening to people that make beats. That's what I've been doing. So I just make beats with whatever I think sounds dope, but I use the same logic. Like, all right, I'll add these sounds here, then I'll add this here, and then I'll take this out here, and then I can make this the bridge, and then I can change this up right here, and now this is the chorus. You know, I'm starting to learn a little bit more as far as like a producer standpoint on song structuring. So if you guys hear my song sounding a little more different or like not where you're used to, is because I'm experimenting. And if you like it, cool. If you don't like it, like I said, it's not for you. Or you could give it a couple listens and maybe you'll like it. Be like, maybe it was just a first impression. Maybe I didn't really like it. But whenever you hear it again, you'll be like, oh, I actually really like this song. And maybe you'll like 2 of them or something. I don't know how many songs it's gonna be. I'm not sure. I'm still undecided. But whenever I'm done, I'll let you guys know. No, you know what? I'm not gonna let you guys know. I'll just announce it. I'll just like put something up on my Instagram and my Facebook and shit like that, and Snapchat. and I'll just let you guys hear it. So, be prepared for that if you weren't already prepared for it. And if you don't care, then fuck you, man. Why you gotta be mean? If you do care, thank you. Like and subscribe. And send me a DM. And be like, hey, I care about your music. And I'll be like, oh shit, he listened to the podcast. Or he really just does care about my music and he's really worded it strangely. That's one thing I'm not really looking forward to. It's like DMs and shit like that from people. Like people telling me all their problems and stuff like that. That's kind of gonna be a little bummer, you know? Like, damn, man, I gotta read all this shit. Nah. No, like people will actually like sit there and vent to you about shit. It's like, oh my, you know, my dog had cancer and it passed away recently, and I don't know what to do because my goldfish is suffering from anemia, and you know, by the way, my dad has Lou Gehrig's disease. Like, how do I respond to that? And then how do I go on about my day with that knowledge? Like, what if they don't even like say anything about anything else? They just tell me that. Like, it's a blank statement, you know. They just tell me that and that's it. They don't tell me anything like, oh, and your music helped me get me through it. I'm sounding really ungrateful already, and I don't even have any fans. Like, why am I so bitter? No, actually, I think it'll be really cool. Like, having people, like, telling me, oh, your music, you know, changed my life or something like that. This and this and this happened. I think it'll inspire me more to, you know, keep doing what I'm doing, and it'll kind of remind me of, like, why you do this shit. It's like, oh, yeah, people fucking, you know, use music to cope with shit. The same way you did. Me, talking about me, I'm talking to myself right now. Like, the same way you did, people use this shit to cope with shit. And the whole reason you're doing this is to give people the type of music that you feel is missing for them to cope with shit, or to address things that may have been on their mind, and now that they hear somebody else say, it's like, all right, this thought is now out in the open, but it's this piece of art that I can digest, and now it's not such a nasty taste in my mouth whenever I speak about it. Now it's this thing that's fun. If my lisp is coming out a lot more, I'm sorry, because I got cotton mouth like a motherfucker, and whenever my mouth gets dry, it comes out a lot more. That's what I get for making fun of people with speech impediments. Karma, motherfucker. But water never tasted so good. But yeah, fans. It's crazy how the power of people can be demonstrated with, like, music, with artists. Like, people can bring somebody up, they can raise them to this incredible stature, and at the same, you know, rapidness or speed that they lifted this person up with, they can throw them right back in the dirt. Like, and it can happen to anybody at any moment. You say the wrong fucking thing, there goes everybody that cared for you. That's why you can't really, like, get too caught up and the adulation, And because the second you start basing your life on that shit like that, the second it's gone, you ain't shit. You feel like you ain't shit. And then your mind starts, agreeing with it. And then you start doubting your self-worth. And then that's whenever that bad shit happens, That's all the type of shit that I thought about before I fucking started making music. It's like, damn, man, that shit's crazy. Like, because rappers and stuff like that, they'll talk about it too. And I've always been the type of person that listens to people whenever they tell me shit. Especially whenever I can see they have experience in it. I listen. Because I like to learn from other people's mistakes. If not, I could maybe change something up on their approach. And be like, okay, that didn't work for them, so maybe if I do this differently, it might work for me. Or I might just avoid it entirely. Depending on the risk and the stake and all that shit like that. So for me, like, I listen to rappers and shit like that on interviews and stuff. And they'll be telling me, well, not me, but the people that they're talking to. They'll be saying, like, oh, it comes with all that shit, like people on your business all the time. Paparazzi everywhere. People want to know where you live. Fucking, you can't have no moment of peace and shit like that. Well, some people seem to like just kind of be cool with it. Like, they don't care. But I don't know if I would. That's another thing. Is that one of the reasons I don't want to get too big. I don't want people all in my business. And I want to be able to still maneuver with some type of anonymity. I don't want to be, swarmed with people whenever I get off a plane. I don't want to have to purchase a fucking private plane to not be bombarded with photos. That shit would suck. Like, you can't be Mel Gibson on a, coach. You know how many people are going to be taking pictures like, oh shit, Mel Gibson's in Coach. Shit must be really bad out here for Mel Gibson. This motherfucker flying Coach. I mean, we're on JetBlue, but it's Coach. I don't know if JetBlue is even a good... Are they still a thing? I haven't heard anything about them. I don't know about airlines. I don't really fly that much. But you can't do that shit whenever you're that big. You can't just go to the grocery store and buy, some quesadilla cheese. You can't do that whenever you're that big. That's one thing that I kind of enjoy, is like just kind of being a person. But I know I definitely need this music shit in my life. There ain't no way around that shit. I need to do this. Like, this is something that has to be done in my life. I don't have a choice. This is where my life needs to be. And it's gonna happen. I don't know how long. I don't know, how hard it's gonna be. I don't know how rewarding it's gonna be. But I know it has to happen. And I don't know what comes after it. I don't know how long it's gonna last. But this has to happen. There's no way around that shit. And I'm also going to start trying stand-up. Did I tell y'all that? I might have told y'all that. I don't listen to these podcasts. I don't have time. I uploaded them. So if you ask me anything about anything I say on these podcasts, I might not have any fucking clue what you're talking about. So you're going to have to send me a timestamp with it so I could listen to myself say it and be like, oh, okay, yeah, I did say that. My bad. Or, yeah, I did say that. Fuck off. I'm not changing my stance just because you don't like it. Unless you have a point, you know? You have a valid point, you research your facts. You have convincing argument. I might reevaluate my thoughts and beliefs. But if you don't, just come at me with like, hey, idiot. I might send you a picture of a dick. Not my dick, just somebody's dick. Because, like, any unwanted dick picture, it's just kind of, it's terrible, you know? You shouldn't do that. I don't know what the fuck I was talking about. Next thing I know, I'm sending people pictures of dicks. I sound like I'm calling a cat. Why do cats respond to that? Is that like an instinct that they have? Like they hear a bug or something like that? Or like a mouse calling for them? For like their baby or something like that? And they just instinctively like react to that little... And how do we know to do that? Like, why is that a thing that every fucking person learned how to do whenever they're... You know? That's crazy. Like, what? I don't know. That's how you know I'm fucking high. Is that thought right there? That shit in the past 30 seconds of conversation is high person talk. This shit you shouldn't say in a room bigger than 10 people. 10 people that you know. It can't be like 10 strangers. Because they're going to be like, alright, this guy smokes way too much weed. We can't hang around him at all. He's talking about cats and their evolution and their basic instincts to respond to a person's basic instinct to call out a cat. Kitty. That's why I call the cat. That's our cat name. Our cat's name. Well, not my cat's name. Somebody that I know cat's name, and their name is Kitty, which I'm pretty sure every cat in the world is named Kitty, but that's the perfect thing to call them, because that's what you're going to call them anyways. Come here, kitty, kitty, kitty. And you just be like, kitty, hey, kitty. That's what I do, at least. If you don't, you're a heartless animal. You have no warm blood in your body pumping. Just ice. Bengayan ice. That's all you have. You know what? I'm going to end this podcast. Because I do need to get back to work, unfortunately. But I did need to do this podcast as well. I haven't done this podcast and I've been slacking. I need to get back on my job. I'm on my job. I need to do that. That's what I need to do. So I'm doing what I need to do. And you're seeing it get done. And that's what I just did. It's Toker Talk Tuesday podcast. And it is your boy Ro. That's RHO, goddammit. Subscribe to me on YouTube, motherfucker. I'm tired of you motherfuckers listening to my YouTube videos and not subscribing. Why do I sound like Samuel L. Jackson, motherfucker? All I do know is that thank you for listening. And hopefully you will join me next week on the Toker Talk Tuesday podcast. This was episode number 27. It should have been a lot higher, but I've been slacking sometimes. And I missed like 3-4 months because of Hurricane Harvey. But that's nobody's fault. So I will be back next week. Hopefully you will join me. If not, then fuck you, man. Why you gotta be a bitch? Thank you.